So when I ended that other video, it told me that there was one or two chats, but they never showed up. So something's going on here with YouTube stuff. Wish they'd fix it. Probably still can't chat. Way to go, YouTube. Alright, well, we're going to carry on anyways. I know for sure this time it's not in kids mode. There we go. What's up, Big Boys Toys? How you doing, brother? At least now we know that chat works. Alright, so we already have our holes punched. I don't know if you can see that or not. It tends to be black on black. But we have a couple holes punched. All right. Okay, just wait for stuff to arrive. How about you? I'm doing good, brother. Been working my butt off. Crazy deadlines. But yeah, so like I was showing you guys in the first video I tried to start. This is a 3D printed tire gluing jig. And you get to customize your colors. There's a guy on eBay that sells these 3D printed. I can't think of his name. But there we go. There's one of them ready. And these are the yellow dot. And for raw speed, that is a soft tire. I'd ask for the long wear. I'm thinking long wear should be 2 dots. So I think these are just soft. Anyways, these hold up pretty good regardless if they're long wear or just soft. And some of the big time racers, they do all kinds of stuff. They cut little V notches in this to flatten it out, give you a little more, spread out your tire a little bit more, give you a little more traction. Some of them glue them. I don't do all that because I'm not good enough to try to nibble off that little bit of time that they're gaining from that. Maybe one of these days. And they're free, so even better. Do the tires have inserts? Yeah, they got inserts in there. I didn't catch what you were saying was free. These aren't free. Even though I'm signed up with Raw Speed, just get like a little bit of a discount, but they're not free. Really, it's not bad. So if it's just the tires, it's 30 for all four, and then if it comes with the rims, it's 45 for all four. So it is cheaper than buying other stuff, but not free. And then what I like to do is I'm getting ready to glue them. Set those off to the side. It's pretty simple. It just sits in there like so. And then as you squeeze this down, it pulls the rubber down. I think you guys can see that okay. Then what I like to do, take just a little bit more alcohol and get around this bead one more time. Just make sure it's good and clean. A new bottle of glue. I don't really care for these little plastic things. It's hard to keep them where you want them, but I do like the metal tips. Yeah, no, buddy, I wish they were free, but no, you just get a nice discount on it. There's a few things that we get to see in advance, but nothing super crazy. All right. So you can get these on Amazon. I think my buddy Tony picked these up for, what he said, it was like 500 of them or 300 or something, 200 of them for like $4 or $5. I don't remember what it was, but they were really cheap. So once you got it set up like this and it's dried after you hit it with the alcohol, basically just playing around the world. You just take your tip and run it all the way around. I like to go back through because there's times where it kind of stutter steps a little. Oh, I forgot the bands. Here you get the tire bands. Good thing they're just rubber. You want to be careful with these because as you're trying to put it on, sometimes you end up in the glue. You definitely don't want glue on these, and they stick to your tire. And I like to get them set just about as close as you can without them like sliding up the edge. Because of course you get them too close, next thing you know, it's a rubber band, it'll just pull itself right off of there. And then all you do is just lay a paper towel down flat. And you just dab it. It doesn't smear it as bad, but it does kind of, still kind of leaves a ring around it. But that helps get the glue off. Once again, we'll hit this edge with some alcohol. I mean, I'm still pulling release agent off of there. I'll make sure it's good and dry. Yes, I've been working crazy hours again, and I was supposed to do a 12 yesterday, but I ended up doing like 12 and a half. But we are back on our regular schedule. So hopefully we get to stay on it. And the cool thing about this is the guy makes a truggy tire jig as well, which I think I've showed you guys. And I'm telling you, this is like, I mean, it was like 20 bucks, and then after shipping, maybe like right around 30 or so. Shipping and tax, 30, 35, something like that. It saves on your thumbs from pulling down on the tire. Like, this hurts my hands doing tires, so for me, this is a must. And I never really thought that I would feel like I needed this, but if you glue a lot of tires together, which, in racing, you're gonna glue quite a few tires. If you're just bashing, maybe not so much. But after you try this, it's a total game changer. You're never gonna want to glue tires without it again. So it does kind of smear the glue a little bit, but it's really not as bad as when you wipe it and it smears it. It's way worse than this. I got you working hard. Hopefully they're paying you well. Probably more than I deserve. And I appreciate that. And yeah, they pay good. It's the only reason that I can do what I'm doing in the hobby is because they reward me well for my efforts. But we have fun. I'm just a pre-mount guy. I take the easy way out. Yeah, I mean, I've had pre-mount tires come unglued. So, like me personally, I trust me more than the pre-mounts. Which I've had some really good pre-mounts that even no matter what you do to them, like you can't get that bead to break loose. But it's cheaper doing it this way. And if you are racing and you're buying a lot of tires, which tires is like one of the biggest wear items that there is. It's kind of a must finding a cheaper solution. But I enjoy all of it. I actually like gluing up tires. I don't know why. Just like the rest of the hobby, it's got its own funness. Anywho, so there's the first wave. Gonna let them dry, and once this first set, once you once you can touch it, and it's not tacky or anything, you're good to go. That one there's probably just about ready. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor, of course. Yeah, it's all fun. And you can take a lighter to these tips and just heat it up a little bit, and then that glue will, because the glue will harden in that tip, and then of course you can't use it. So you just hit it with a lighter and liquefy the glue again, and then they work. All right, BBT. Carlo, you have yourself a good evening, brother. Tell Safa we said hi. I did pick up some goodies. So we had to swap out one of these ball ends. So I picked up a 4-pack. Now on the buggy, I don't know how much runtime was on it before I got it, but things are already starting to kind of wear a little bit. Seems like both my center drive shafts are kind of got a little bend to them. So I figured I'd pick a couple of these up. Here at some point soon, we're gonna give it a fresh build. We've got some other goodies that we'll go over here in a little while. And once that glue's dry, try and start with the first one that I did, because you want to make sure it's good and dry, so that when you're putting all the pressure on it on this side, you don't break that bead loose. So, and really it's a simple design. All it is when it presses against that tire, the pressure from the tire actually holds it, squeezes it tight. Kind of a pain, but kind of a simple design. Yeah, when these triads are fresh And down there at the nitro compound, it's like Velcro. I mean, these tires grip. And these are the triads. Really good tire. And raw speed's good as a whole. But you know, when that track's got a deep blue groove to it and just hard packed, and even like, especially when it's dry, like these things grip like no other. I don't know if you guys have ever used the blue paper towel to clean up the tire glue, but it will start to smoke. Raw, what is up, my brother? How you doing? Putting up some awesome Savage videos. I'm trying to glue my finger. Ross says, yo. So Raw, I ordered another set of those, what are they, DK or Z, what is it? Oh, that spike tire. What the hell's the name of that brand? ZD Racing? I was out at my buddy's house before I came out here to Phoenix, and he crashed into my Savage. He broke the rim on one of mine, so I just got a new pair in. And it made that one that I just painted purple and gray. Made it look pretty freaking slick. What glue you using there, pal? Other than that tip, you find it better than crazy glue? This is just the ProTech. This is what they call medium, 5 to 10 seconds. You know, when it comes to preference of glue, there's so many different versions of it, and like I've used super glue, and you know, I've had a lot of tires come unglued, but then again, I wasn't doing a real good cleaning method. Kind of like I started out in this video showing you guys how I was getting a bunch of release agent off of the rims by using the alcohol. I find that it works pretty good. I don't know. I have never really done like a comparison, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, the ZD, yeah, ZD Racing. I'll show you. Let me glue up these last two tires, and I'm gonna put it up here on the table. I'll show you my Savage. Looks pretty slick. I got a buddy at the track that he loves bashing Savages just as much as we do, and he's like, "Ooh, I want the link to those tires." It's the only thing I hate. I hate whenever the tire pops up out of the bead like that. And once you got glue on it, there's really not a lot you can do. Because even though, like when it slides up like that, as soon as you release the bead, it's like it's stuck. So there's not really much adjusting it. All right, last tire, and then I'm gonna pull that Savage up here. Well, these are drying. Get a little bit of glue on the tip, and it starts to stick. Yeah, I think all these glues would probably work pretty close the same. Some have different drying times, but again, it's did you get all the release agent off of the tire? And when I say release agent, I'm talking about where it releases the rubber from the mold. They coat it with like an oil or whatever. And sometimes when I wipe up that glue, there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's smoking. Side Alley RC, what's going on, brother? Checked out a couple of your videos, man. Got some pretty cool drag racer there. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, could you see that smoke? All right, tires are glued. I got a bunch of these tips that I need to heat up and get the glue out of them. All right, I'm gonna grab the old Savage. And not a problem there, Side Alley. Any of you guys like some drag racing? Go check out Side Alley. He's got some pretty cool. I've only seen the one rig. I'm assuming you have that rig, and I don't know if you have any more. But yeah, so got me another set of these ZD Racing. So now I basically have a fifth one that'd be a spare in case I break out the rim again. But I can't wait to run these. But there's the new paint job. I don't know if you can see it, but got some of the purple in the tip of the wing. Yeah, you can see that the purple tip on it basically. This has the F59 or 46 on it. I don't know if what's up with the comments. There we go. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that or put one of the purple monsters on there. But 20 videos up so far. I'm trying, he says. Hey man, just keep putting them out there, man. People will start catching them, and then they'll just the channel. Thank you, Raw. He says nice touch. Side Alley says cool. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. Some of these 25-year-old decals. don't like to stay real well. Well, I'm assuming that's how old this body is. It's probably not quite that old. However long it was sitting in the package. Just keeps bubbling up there on the side. Yeah, and I haven't fired this engine up yet, and I haven't taken it apart to see what kind of shape it's in. Feels like it's got good compression in it, but hell, it could just be the fact that it's sticky. I mean, it's pretty much a runner. I haven't really checked out the electronics in it. Haven't fired it up, but it seems pretty solid. Hell, I got like 10 or 15 different engines to try in it. It's all gas drive. Yeah, I mean, you can call it gas, nitromethanol, whatever. But yeah, 4-wheel drive. I have two-wheel drives, and they're not as fun to me. I like the 4-wheel drive. But, mostly what I'm doing right now is racing anyways, so I got a 4-wheel drive buggy and truggy. Get a little pixelated for me right now. It's like a is that a K59? Yeah, I see it's a little pixelated there on my computer. I don't know what the hell is going on with my internet service. But no, that is the F46. Don't know what series, because I know later, I think these heads get a little bit darker on them. This is probably one of the early F ones, if I were to guess. Look familiar? Yeah, this was a fun paint job. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy in the detail, but you can see a little bit of purple blend up here in the top of it. Got some black splatter in it. And then even on like the wing, I did the purple and the gray, and then on the back side of it, after I hit it with white, I hit it with gray again, just so that just so it wouldn't stand out and look funny with that white. Early F, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, bro. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I bought these. But one of these trucks I bought from a guy that had the basically what the OG calls the paintball. So the pink camouflage splatter, whatever you call it. I'm pretty sure that's where this truck came from, and I'm assuming this was the original engine for it. Do some investigating. I'm still there when I do mine. The purple wing. Oh, when you do the body, we can be twins for all I care, bro. Nah, it's I kind of like the look of it. I was trying to do a little more purple along the bottom. I may try it again and have one where it's a little more dark up top and then more purple coming up on the sides. I think that looked pretty neat. Yeah, I gotta get this out and get some fuel through it, do some bash and have some fun. But enough of that. I got something else to show you guys. Anything look different about that? Let me know when you notice. Killer color combo. Thank you, sir. Are you using two different paint? Yeah, they're just rattle cans from the hobby store. One is a gunmetal gray, and then the other one is a metallic purple. And then back it with white. So that actually I backed it with silver, and then hit it with some white just to kind of make it pop. Up, how you doing, brother? Sidel, you asked. You said, "Are you using two different paint cutout?" What What do you mean? Well, you guys hadn't noticed. This is not my 83. Where is it, you ask? Well, it's getting a repinch. Had a guy helping me with the tune because it seemed like no matter where I would get to, it wouldn't like hold that tune. You know, it wouldn't hold that high performance screaming tune that we like to get at the track. And he's like, "Oh, but got probably 5 or 6 gallons on it." And he's like, "Yeah, you need a pinch." So, and what was it, 2 weeks ago? We tore it down and we checked it out, and it still looked like it was in really good shape, but, and I was right in my thinking that, I've told you guys that when you hold it and you hold it by the flywheel, and if it flips over under its own, the piston or rolls the crank, that, it's kind of getting wore out. And that's pretty much, it's right there at that point of getting wore out. So, seemed like it's still good and like it'll still run, but you can't get that high performance screaming out of it that you need at the track. So I gave it to a buddy. He's gonna pinch it for me. Hopefully it's ready this coming up weekend. But all aspects, what's up, my brother? How you doing? So as we was getting ready to race on Sunday, trying to get the tune right in it, come to find out, needs a pinch. One of the guys at the track who I've met a couple times, we've talked a little bit. He's pitted for me a couple times. He was helping me with the tune, and he's like, "Yeah, you need a pinch." And then he's like, "Here, you want to borrow this?" So basically, this is the OSB 223 bullet. He said it's got a fresh pinch on it, and he said it was modified. I don't know what all. Haven't looked at it. Don't know what all was modified with it, but he was just like, "Here, use this." And I was like, "Man, what do you want for it?" And he's like, "No, man, you're good. Just use it." I was like, "Well, shit, it's gonna take me a couple weeks to get my engine pinched and get it back." And he's like, "Just use it. I'll get it back from you. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Dude, you're awesome." We knew of each other, but I barely knew him, and he was cool enough to basically hand out his loaner engine, and it got me through the race. And I mean, we didn't win, of course, but it did pretty good. We had some fun. But yeah, people at the track, man, everybody there wants everybody to be able to have fun. So if you have any issues, I mean, I've seen a guy that his buggy broke, and his nitro buggy broke, and another guy loaned him his nitro buggy just so that he could do the main, because I think he had like second or third place in the qualifying. I mean, they're all just really good people at the track. And speaking of which, a couple weeks ago when I was at the nitro compound doing one of the races, because they split it between the two different tracks. But I'm walking along after doing some practicing, walking back to where my pit area is, and just out of the blue somebody says, "Hey, what's up with the lives?" And I turned and looked, and I didn't recognize the guy, because there's a few people there that know that I do the lives. And I was like, "Do what?" And he's like, "Man, I watch your lives all the time." and I haven't seen him over the last couple of weeks. What's wrong? And I was like, oh, well, I'm doing 12-hour shifts and I can't, I don't have time right now. I said, we're going to get back at it though. And he's like, man, I use it as motivation to wrench on my stuff. I was like, man, that's some cool shit. So somebody that knew me from the videos and, I wasn't saying anything, just walking by, and I guess he just recognized my hair, my beard, or whatever. And that was pretty cool. We had a little conversation. He's out of Yuma, Arizona. He's probably going to watch at some point. Juan Dominguez. I hope I got that right. But thank you, brother, for being out there and watching. This is our first one back after we had to take a little break because of our work schedule. So, yeah, we're a little slow tonight, and we're just trying to ease back into it. But at some point this week, we'll... So like I said, I got some new parts for it. So I got me another titanium skid plate. And if you look at the one that came on it, this thing is like paper thin, and this screw has basically gone, like there's nothing there holding it anymore. Hey, you can barely even see it. I mean, that thing is razor thin. But, oh, can you see that? That's just some, I don't know what that is, some grease and some dirt. You see that? We might have talked about this before. On that side there. So our chassis is cracking across here. And I probably got a few races left in it. But at some point, that thing's gonna break. So we got ourselves one of these. All right, Side Alley, appreciate you joining in. So there we go. New chassis for the MB48 2.2. I don't know if I want to get this installed for this weekend because there's a race coming up this weekend, or if I just want to wait. Probably going to wait just because of time constraints, because this is one of those weird weeks at work where I may have to do another 12 or whatever, and I don't want to be in the middle of doing all this and then not finishing it because I'm just tired and don't have time. So I think we're going to end up waiting. But had to get myself a new chassis. You can see brand new, never been used, no scratches. But yeah, so that other one's, it's starting to crack right across here. And a couple of these cars that I've purchased, that seems to be like the breaking point after so much wear on them. But so yeah, when I do add this on, I'll put on that new skid plate and try to keep this as, I'm not worried about scratches, but I mean like keeping it clean, keeping it from wearing down, because it'll just grind the end of it down to a razor blade. John Smith, what's up? He says, where you been? Working my butt off, man. Been doing some crazy ass 12-hour shifts and working 7 days a week basically, and just haven't had time. But I actually had to request a day off to go hit the race. So, but we're back now, and if you guys don't see me on a night that I should be on here, I'm working some stupid schedule. But we're getting to the point where we're getting the stuff done that they wanted, and it sucks because they're like, oh, hey, we're going to cut 2 weeks off your schedule, get it done. And so I went from, probably a 25 to 30 man crew. Now I'm sitting at 70, 75. So I'm running like 75 guys. Kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, it is what it is, and it's what we do. So no complaints. I like the money. I just don't like not having time to do anything, you know. We're gonna set this aside. Oh shit, what do we got here? You guys want to see it? So I picked up a couple of extra receivers. So I have one for my buggy, one for my truggy, and one came with the controller, so I can even have one for the, I got the 2.0 truggy as well. You know, it's always interesting seeing other people's controllers, but then when you get your own, it's like, wow, looks a little different. This is a pretty neat package here. Look at that, like a shiny hologram or whatever. Oops. Man, they put a lot of, this is just like a foam protectant. They put a lot of cool stuff in these. So this is how it comes out the package. Let's see, please peel off this mask after application completed. So I guess this here's just like a protective layer, like one of those protective plastics. Come on, zoom out a little bit. No, not in. Oh, look at there, you can see me in the phone. Look at all those lenses on that camera. So yeah, everything on this is like completely reversible. Well, you can set it up to be left-handed. You got the same, like all your trims are here, the same as here. So when you're rolling you're doing this from the other side. So like you totally ambidextrous. But the cool thing about this is it's like I always find myself when I'm trying to run the controller, it's like I find myself in these weird positions and my wrist starts to hurt. So if I can set this like this and just be more comfortable, that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I don't have to worry about the position of my wrist. Like I can set this angle. I mean, I could drive like this if I want. And you know, I've seen like 3 people now at the track driving like this. I don't know how in the hell people do that. But anyways, so I don't know what this does, but these are the trims. You just click it. You can barely even tell it moves, but click up or click it down. Still got a lot of reading and stuff to do on it. It gives you your different degrees. You can switch out this grip. So you can use this knob on either side. I thought maybe it turned it together. So there's the on button. Never even powered this thing on. Looky there. Welcome to Noble Plus. But yeah. Shutting down. So apparently there's a battery inside here. And then there's a battery here. Now the thing I like about this over the Futaba is that Futaba I had to get a battery to put in it, and I had to keep taking it apart to charge. And this, how does it? There we go. And then so back here you've got your charging port. I don't know if you can charge off of this one too, or if it's just that C connector. Oh, some fancy light back there. I don't know what that button does. I need to look it up. But there's a like a backup battery inside the handle, and then this here is itself a battery. I'm not a review channel, so I'm not gonna do any kind of review on it. I just wanted to show you guys. That's a fancy radio. What's up, Kim and Jason? How you guys doing? Yeah, Paige, it's a little fancier. This would be my racing controller. Like I said, I like how that you can set your angle. You're not just confined to this one deal. I always find myself as I'm going around the track, I notice that I'm doing this kind of stuff. Next thing you know, I'm way underneath here, and like I'm trying to find a way to kind of hold it still. But I think being able to set it out like this at an angle is going to help, because like your wrist will start cramping up. For whatever reason, sitting here doing this, I never stay that way. I'm constantly rotating around. But yeah, pretty cool. But again, I don't know why. Like, I push this button, and now this thing won't turn off. There it goes. But I don't know what it does. I'm going to do some reading on it. But I did find something out with my Futaba. So, for you guys that have been here, and I've talked about it, when I'm pulling on the throttle and about a quarter of the way through, my throttle starts bouncing like this, and then past a quarter it smooths out and it works. Come to find out, one of the settings within my controller, it's like the traction setting or something like that, you could turn it down, and he didn't explain it too much to me. It's the same guy that had that engine. He just said, here, this ought to fix it. And I'm like, well, what did you do? He's like, just turn down the traction. So, apparently my Futaba is actually still a decent radio. It's not crapping out on me. And I'm thinking, why in the hell would it work for 2 weeks and then start doing that? And I can't get a straight answer out of anybody, but so here this comes with a receiver, and these are the FGR 4B, and that's what both of these are. And then in here we've got the charging cable. Now, for anybody that's watched Ryan Stiles talk about this, it's got these springs in it for different tension of the trigger. I'm still trying to tune the car. I'm not worried about tuning the controller. But then there's different triggers for different feels or whatever. I may look into messing with it. I don't know. And then here is another grip. I don't know all the differences. I haven't really looked at it. And they gave me a couple of these. So it says peel after this mask, or peel off this mask after application completed. So I'm assuming just a screen protector. What's that say? Please peel off this mask before application. So I guess you peel that for sticky, and then, I don't know, maybe peel that to get the protective film off. I don't know, haven't really messed with it. Had no idea it came with that. Kind of neat, I guess. But then here comes the good stuff. Stickers. Wow, I didn't realize it had all that. Huh. A lot of cool stickers in there. Wow. Man, this thing comes with a ton of stickers. So there you go, if you guys like stickers. And it comes with this little bitty teeny tiny book. Oh, what's that? We got QR codes, website, Facebook. I don't know what Billy is, and I don't read Chinese or Japanese, whatever it is. I think it's Chinese. So there's that. What brand of radio is it? Ask Paige if I hadn't answered it by now and you still know for sure it's a Fly Sky. And this is the Fly Sky Noble MB4 Plus. What's going on, Lame Duck? How you doing, brother? Lame Duck, I think I just answered that. Video is poor quality. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi tonight. Often guy says, that's nice. I love so go fast stickers. You love some go fast stickers? What is going on, my friend? So yeah, got me a new racing radio. Everybody seems to enjoy these. I mean, I didn't get it for this reason, but you know, Ryan Mayfield loves it. I guess he supports it. You know, if it's good for the pros, it's good for me. I guess what we could do, see how much battery we got in it, and see about getting one of these receivers. Get one of the receivers bound. Excuse me, binded, whatever. Yeah, I'm still tired and wore out from all this work. And it's not just working a lot of hours, like it's go fast. I mean, we are cranking out the product right now. So this is what they call a mini. And I mean, it's pretty small. Where is... What's this? Sweet. Perfect example. So this is the Futaba that I've been running. This here is the Fly Sky, so it's about that much shorter in length. Roughly the same height. A little bit narrower. So there's that. Now I wrote bad on this because it was doing that quarter throttle glitching. Like I said, figured out a way around that, or what was causing that. So I'm glad I didn't throw any of them away. I'm gonna check all my receivers and make sure that that they work with this new setting that I put on. So I haven't looked up how to bind this yet, but it's got a bind button. Oh, what time is it? 7:15. To be honest with you guys, don't really feel like messing with it tonight. I just wanted to show you. But one thing I did want to talk about, so I was doing my race on Sunday, and I'm not going to say any names. I don't think any of these guys watch the lives, but I'm not going to say any names. In the sportsman class now, and they are very aggressive. And it seems like both of my mains, every time I would hit a jump, somebody was clipping me and just start flipping and, you know, going crazy, whatever, couldn't land the jump. So basically I let everybody go by, and then I just started running my own race. And, you know, my times were getting better. I was getting through there pretty smooth, nice clean runs. And anytime somebody'd come around, they were just clipping me. I don't know if I'm just not getting out of the way fast enough, or if they just think because I'm the FNG. For those of you that don't know what that means, the effing new guy, that, you know, that's just how they're gonna drive. Like, I don't know what the deal is. Once you put that in there, I don't know if you can get it out. I guess it stays. But like I said, I don't really feel like messing with it too much tonight. I'm going to get it in there before this weekend because I want to use it in the next race. But man, the packaging to this is just freaking awesome. And that sucks that my video quality is shaky tonight because stuff looks really cool. I think earlier when I pulled the Savage out, some of you guys weren't on here, so I'm gonna put that Savage back up here. I don't know if you guys saw this in the short, but I didn't have these tires on it. There we go. Ready to go tear up a field. You make them nervous with your dedication to the sport. I doubt that's what it is. But, you know, good call. I mean, anything's possible. They're aggressive drivers, you know, and they don't want to be beat by the new guy, of course. But one guy, like, I was in front of him, and I hit the jump, and he hit the jump behind me, flying through it so fast, like he was using me as a cushion. And through the air and crash, and I hear, "Oh, come on." And I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I'm like, man, you're the one that hit me. I don't know what the hell you want from me. You want me to just pull over and let you go by? I mean, I have every right to be in this line and hit this ramp too. Like, you need to go around me. He literally came right up behind me and clipped me in the air and then cried about it. I wonder if we can stretch this sticker out a little bit. This bubble just keeps popping up and it's getting on my nerves. Stop doing that. I mean, these are some old decals. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but so I hit that with black on the inside, basically tinted the window. And then you can see that one's clear. And then I hit that one with black as well. And then of course the back window. So all my windows are tinted. But I'm glad that Raw was playing around with these tires and I got to see them and you know, got my own sets because, man, they are aggressive. Now these are shiny, brand new out of the package, and these are a little dirt colored. Even though I washed them, you know, because we've had these out playing. But yeah, I can't wait to go run it with these tires. Actually, and to be honest, I've never fired this truck up. I haven't really done anything with it. I'm pretty sure, like I said earlier, I got this because of the body that was on it, and it was in really good shape, and I just haven't done anything with it. Just sitting there waiting. Yeah. Yeah. At some point this week, I need to paint this. So this is my because now I have to run. That's the one thing with the sponsorship. You know, you get some discounts on it, but it's like if they make it, you have to run it. So since they make the bodies and the tires, like I have to run raw speed when we're racing, which is good. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I'm not complaining at all. I also wouldn't have taken the deal, but like that's part of the whole sponsorship with it is if they make it, you've got to run it. What they call this Nighthawk, or man, there's a name for it. I'm gonna see if I got the paperwork over there. Yeah, so at some point this week we're gonna throw some color in that. Yeah, so this is the Nighthawk by Raw Speed. I think this is the wide body version. I know, or the whatever the stock is. Maybe the wide is the kit, and then the narrow is the stock version. But basically, we're not gonna keep trying to do all the different crazy designs and stuff. I'm gonna probably do like the green around the windows, and then try and match what I have on the truggy. Probably like a purple in the back, fading into like orange and yellow up front with some splatter in it. But yeah, I think it's yellow with orange splatter, and then it goes to that purple, something like that. But so that's our next painting project is the Nighthawk. Might start on that tomorrow. Probably going to start on that tomorrow. Hopefully we got enough time to get some color in it. Hopefully I don't have to work a last minute 12-hour shift. And as long as I don't have to work late, we'll start up the live and we'll do some live painting. But can't wait to see how this body turns out. Oh, got one more thing to show you guys. It's actually two things, but it's done by the same. Alright, so for any of you guys out there that are interested, one of the guys at the track, he 3D prints his own, what do they call them, tire spikes. So this will hold a set of truggy or a set of buggy. And instead of being the squeeze kind, it's got this nice fancy wing nut on it. And yes, this is plastic, but you're never really going to get it so tight that it strips it out. unless you just mess it up on purpose or whatever. But so he makes these and then sells them. What do you say? Like, I could be wrong, but I think it's like four for $2 or something. That doesn't sound right. They're really, really reasonable price. I don't remember exactly. So now I have me some tire spikes because I got an abundance of tires. Now, this guy here, and I don't know that he's selling these, but I got him to make me one. So here's a sleeve puller. And basically you hook this little edge here in the exhaust and then push down. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. He kind of demonstrated it, but anyways, it's a sleeve puller. Pull your sleeve up out of the engine. This is specifically made for the 83 engines. I'm assuming you can pull others out with it, but those are the engines that this guy has, and so he made them for his 83. But I don't know that he's going to want to sell them. Because I don't know what his reason is, but anyways, I finally got myself a sleeve puller. But these, I know he sells these, so if anybody wants any of these, let me know. I've been carrying around all these just like a bag of loose tires, and then I got a couple of them on these spikes, and it's just so much easier to travel with, so much easier to store, so much easier to keep straight. Especially if you got multiple sets, you can keep them all together. And some of them, the tread pattern kind of looks alike, so then you gotta like try to read the side of it. So using these kind of helps just keep your stuff organized. But anyways, if anybody's interested, let me know. Let's see. I've got 4 to paint when I get. Painting's fun. The agony of defeat. Yeah, being defeated sucks. I mean, I expect to be defeated. I'm the new guy. They've all been running for years. So, no complaints. But I think some of you guys might not have been here in the beginning when I was showing this. Man, I bought so he ran out of the yellow rims, and I'm trying to keep the yellow rim theme going. And I was like, well, if I can't get them from you, can I get whatever? And he said, yeah, he didn't care. I think they mainly just want us running the rubber. The rubber's where you're gonna get your performance anyways. But so I bought 2 sets of the Mach 1s. Basically, this tire here with the small pins. Oh, you can't even see it. Yeah, this guy here. About 2 sets of these for $60 with inserts, but no rims. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm super tired. Work has been kicking my butt. But, after you let these set up for a little bit, it's always a good idea to check them. Seems like it never fails. I'll get them on the buggy, and then I'll check them right before it's time to go. And I get one that's got like an opening along the edge of the rim, and gotta drop some more glue in. Yeah, I'll show you how it works on this tire spike. Let me Let me just go through these real quick. Make sure that the glue made it all the way around, which I'm pretty sure it did. Oh, and when I bought these, he had ran out of rims. So basically, he just stole these from he's got a stash of TZOs. So I got TZO rims with raw rubber. But yeah, these, on that hard pack track out there at the Nitro compound, this is like Velcro. It's amazing, the grip. I don't see any. Oh, stop it. I don't see any open spots where it didn't catch. So I think we're going to be good. All right. So these one length, one pin will work for either tire. So on the truggy, since they're a little bit bigger, you stick it on the inside like that. And then where the wing nut goes, that'll be the inside of the tire. On the buggy, put it on the outside. And it doesn't matter how the two in the middle are. Just makes them so much easier for storage. Grabbing the right one. I just tighten up to where it's got a little bit of pressure on it, just so the wing nut itself doesn't just loosen itself up and fall off. So there's that. Now it's ready to go. I'll probably keep these tires on and you know, hit some practice with them, and then for the race I'll throw these on. So in the mornings out there, especially in these cooler months, which is not a lot cooler but a little cooler, holds a little bit of moisture in the ground, and so these little small pin tires will actually work pretty good. And then, oh my god, stop it. As the day goes on and the track dries out and gets a little bit harder packed, then you want to throw these on there. And then depending on the temperature and the moisture, depends on whether or not you want super soft or soft. But so yeah, if anybody's interested, like I said, let me know. I can get you hooked up with, I think it's, I'm trying to remember, but I think it's like, was it 4 for $2 or $3? Either way, very reasonably priced, good material, and thing I like about these better than a lot of the other styles is they're like a pinch, you know, where when you push it through it just like it opens up, and you have to pinch it to get it to come out. So this is just easier. Nice little wing nut. Of course, got an extra piece to make sure you don't lose it, but it still, you know, let's say if you're in a colder climate and, you know, you're trying to squeeze that plastic together, you've never done that before, it can suck. So, yeah, for whatever reason, I cannot quit yawning. Anybody got any questions or anything they want to throw out there? Because I just wanted to show you a few of the new toys and kind of show you the luck that I had with my whole engine deal. Because like I said, we peeled it apart a couple weeks ago, and you know it's still got some decent pinch in it. But so you all know that, you know, if you hold it by the flywheel and it rolls over under its own weight. Sorry. That's basically saying that, you know, it's getting worn out. Um, but again, when we check the engine, like the piston, it's still got some room at the top. But it doesn't matter because in that lower portion where the piston, you know, is pushed up into the where the taper of the sleeve, you know, there's a point in there where it needs to be a certain tolerance, you know, it needs to be tighter than what it is basically. So it'll hold the tune. It just when you try to get that top performance tune out of it, it won't do it. Or it'll do it for a second and then it'll change, and you keep adjusting the fuel mixture. You just can't get it. So I'm gonna get a what they call a race tune put on it, or a race pinch. So you know it's not gonna be like a full pinch back to the beginning, but it's just gonna tighten it up a little bit to where there's, you know, when that head goes up into the sleeve, it's piston goes up into the sleeve. It's got just enough pinch, you know, compression, whatever, that's gonna hold that top end tune. See, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm learning being at the track. It's like as a basher, it's like it runs, you know, we're good. But man, if you ever listen to these racers, just throttle up them engines and listening to them scream. Like when the guy was tuning this one, I mean, it was just ridiculously loud, and they'll get it going and then just wing, wing. And it's like, man, that thing sounds like it's gonna blow up, but he's been doing it for a while, so you know it's his engine. I'm just gonna sit there and watch. But I learned a lot this weekend with the tuning aspect of it. Um, Always getting a little better, but anyways, there's so many different ways that people will tune, and like you always taught start with the high side and then do the low side. This guy, he starts with the low side, leaves it a hair rich, and then starts tuning out the high side. You know, and then he'll hit the mid speed needle, trying to get the mixture to blend, you know, from low through the high end. Just it was cool listening to him turn the needles and you know and pulling the throttle. Learned a lot from sitting there watching him, just in the way it sounds and the way that he was doing it. So it was pretty cool. It was a neat experience. Maybe I'll do like a video playing around with it, and I know there's a lot of them out there, but you know we'll throw our own version of it out there. How many gallons you get on the engine you're having repinched? You know, I didn't keep 100% track of at least 5 or 6. It had to be. Like every weekend when I go, I buy another gallon, and I always have like a gallon and a half at least, you know, sitting there with me. And I mean, I did 6 races at the compound, and one of them uh, was the Oktoberfest plus all the practicing, and then all the racing. Been doing at Adobe, which has been quite a bit, even with the just club racing, and just all the practices, and of course I mixed in the truggy, you know, so the numbers got skewed a little bit, but it had to have been 5 to 6 gallons. And in a racer's mind, you know, the way that they run these things and the way that, you know, I'm not trying to abuse my engine, but I'm trying to, you know, compete with them and do it the same way that they're doing. I mean, you're wrapping it out high RPMs, and you know you're running 20 to, you know, if you're running like a big main, some running hour-long mains, but we always run 20-minute mains. Um, you know, like I said, plus all the practice time and qualifying, then all the time you sit there and you're revving it up, warming it up, and trying to tune it, getting ready to race, and yeah, it's just constantly going, and so it's, you know, it's got a lot of fuel to it. It's totally different racing for people that haven't raced and haven't been a part of that scene. Like it's not just fire it up, go bash, and then shut it down, and you know, that's all it was. Like there's a lot to it. It's been a real eye opener in terms of like just, you know, nitro itself. Um, but a hell of a learning experience. Stop yawning. I'm sorry. I know that's rude. I'm really not trying to yawn, but The piston is wore some now, not possible to get back to factory. Right, yeah, you're not gonna get it back to factory, but cool bearings and rod's still good to go. I didn't take it apart. The guy that's gonna pinch it for me, he's pretty good with that stuff, so I'm sure he'll look at it and he'll let me know what he thinks. When we peeled it apart that one night, the rod didn't have any play in it, and the bearings were nice and smooth, still good. Um, After every couple of races, they'll do a racer's pinch and squeezing it, trying to get that peak performance out of it, because it's going to run for a long time. You put 10 gallons to it, it's going to keep running. It's just, if you're trying to get that peak performance out of it, you've got to keep it tight. And like I said, I learned something new this weekend with that. I mean, I just thought that it wasn't pushing through the end, that it was good to go, but nope. And listening to him, mess with the tune and revving it up, and then he's like, it's not holding it. Because you could hear it, like you rev it up, and then it would it would go high pitch and then kind of like lose it. And he's basically saying that's because it's not holding. It doesn't have the pinch. So when it's heated up, it's got even less pinch, of course. And it's just one of them things. I knew. Crap, sorry. I knew it would need a pinch at some point. I didn't realize that it was there. But I've told you guys before, and I've noticed it for a little bit, at least the last gallon or so. Like you hold it by the flywheel and lean it to the side, and it just and he was telling me that's a sign of and I didn't even mention it. He was just telling me, when you like explaining, when you hold it like that and it rolls over, he's basically, it needs to be repinched at that point. Yes, sir, often guy. But what I'm thinking about doing this summer when the race season's over, I've got a backup engine that I'll use for practicing, but I think I'm going to send the 83 into Drake and just have him, basically just pinch it, check it out. I may even purchase another piston and sleeve and have him do an oil bath on it and get it broke in, and then it'll be my backup. But I also have that block engine, which I'm planning on ordering a piston and sleeve for. Break that in and use that as my backup and practice engine. Hello, how are you all doing? What's up, Grizzly? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Don't forget to hit that like button, peeps. We know it doesn't do much, but it makes us happy and it makes us feel good. Oh, I'll show you guys how the truggy wheels fit on these tire pins. So with the truggy, you got to do and basically holds them together. Let's see, and these are the reflex. These reflex aren't bad, but I'm running Mach 1s, raw speed Mach 1s on that truggy. Oh my God, that thing handles good. I love driving that truggy, racing it. To me, it's even funner than the buggy, of course, because it handles better, and for me, being a new person, it's easier to handle and get around the track. And my track times, I'm like 2 to 3 seconds faster, maybe even like 4 seconds faster with the truggy than what I am with the buggy, just because it's easier to drive. But with that K5 on there, I mean, that thing's got some power, so I'm able to get through some of the jumps that grip coming out of the corners, and you try and hit that. It's like a triple, or maybe it's a double. It's like no, it's a triple. Anyways, it's kind of hard to make the whole jump, especially if you don't have the right tires on. But man, with that truggy, man, it's freaking badass. If you guys ever driven a truggy on the track, you do not know what you're missing. And these were brand new, black, shiny, but I put them in a bag with some dirty tires. But so these are the like a brand new set of Mach 1s, raw speed. So, and you also got to make sure you got the right type of tread pattern. So these are like a small pin tire. So on that hard packed dry stuff, you want that small pin. But then, yeah, see, that's the long wear. I don't think he had the long wear on the triads, but this was, I got the long wear. These are soft long wear. And then, oh, you can't see it. Anyways, he's got one yellow dot, so these are just softs. But yeah, when it's a little fluffier, a little looser, you want the bigger blocky style tread pattern. And then of course the compound. It's still tricky. You're trying to figure out the tread and compound combo. So you got to have the right tread pattern for the type of track, moisture. You got to have the right super soft, soft, medium, hard, whatever, ultra soft. And that all depends on the temperature, the moisture, the track itself. Like, I mean, people always carry like both or a couple different versions with them, just because you never know on the track conditions. But 28. Well, it sounds badass, but I've never had one. Got a new piston sleeving rod from a Works B5. Wow, where'd you find that at? I got that Works B6 I showed you. I wish I could find a new piston rod and sleeve for it. Such a nice engine until it wasn't. Oh shit. No matter what, I can't stop yawning. But anyways, however this man bought it from him. Oh, nice. Of course he would have one. Awesome. But I'm not gonna sit and keep yawning on camera. I know it sucks listening to the host yawn constantly, but it is what it is for tonight. So we will be back tomorrow night, and we'll probably be painting that Nighthawk body, getting ready for this weekend. It's round 4 of the Outlaw series. It's pretty fun. It just keeps going back and forth between the two tracks, and I'm enjoying it. I never really thought racing would be as fun as it is. I thought it'd just be like a competitive thing, but it's actually really fun. You get to hang out with some buds and work on and fix and trade and swap and borrow and loan and compete and talk shit, and it's good times, man. It's really good times. Raw's got himself the #1 crown. Hell yeah. All right, Alpha says, take care, all. Stay safe. Shit, stop yawning. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been a few weeks. Trying to get back at it. Work always depicts what I get to do, and at nighttime, because if they make me stay too late, then I don't get on. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Join me tomorrow night. We'll do some body painting, and we'll shake our cans on YouTube, as they say. But anyways, have a good night. Thanks for joining in, and we'll get back in and have some fun. So appreciate you guys, and until next time, much love and peace.